Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Let me just adjust the camera just a little bit. So there's a little perfect. All right, what are we on? Is this Wednesday? Happy Wednesday, or is this Thursday? Happy Thursday. Thursday. It's Thursday. Jupiter Day. Pre eclipse eve, so to speak. But I thought I'd get on here and give you guys your free forecast for this energy. So I shared this with my Patreons a couple of days ago, and normally they get this forecast about a week ahead, but they understand why there was a delay with all the drama and the chaos that was going on within my own household. Now, before I get into this forecast, one of my predictions is coming true, but it's not something that I can look for in regular mundane headlines. But it's through feedback from all of you people in my Patreon. Um, I don't have the exact word for word from my prediction, but prediction number 14 stated that the veil, especially when the dragon's tail's in a scorpionic energy, Scorpio rules the underworld. So the veil is thinning. So those of you that are more intuitive, clairvoyant, see the dead, that are psychic mediums, you're seeing a lot more stuff. You're seeing entities, and you're seeing spirits, and even animal spirits, and you're seeing shadow people. I'm hearing a lot about this. Um, Number 14, my prediction. I will be posting what I gave my Patreons back in January of 2022, right before this dragon energy shifted into a Taurus Scorpio axis. I'm going to share that newsletter with you, but I am updating stuff on it for my Patreons. But number 14 was the veil thins, and many of us will be having more and more paranormal experiences. I will say this on a personal level. I've had 2 animals pass away in 1 month. I haven't felt any energy from the first one that went. But this last one, Louie, uh, there was something very strange that happened this morning. I usually go in the mornings and talk to my mom for a few minutes, let her know coffee's brewing, it'll be ready soon. And we were sitting there talking, and Louis used to always go into my mother's room every morning and visit her. She'd give him treats. He'd sit on her CD player. She had a little CD player with a radio, and he'd sit on top of that. And sometimes he'd push the little lid up on the CD player. Well, my mother and I were sitting there this morning having coffee and talking, and the CD player popped up on its own. I actually watched the button kind of move and go down. In the process of this, my other cat, Mango, who's always with my mother, it's basically my mother's cat, is sitting there looking all over the place like he's chasing something on the walls. So yes, I'm having my own paranormal experiences with animals. Hi, Kapui. Hi, Antonia. How are you guys? Yeah, it is. Well, the veil's thin, and like this time of year, it is for ancestry work. So it does make perfect sense. But I could feel his presence here, and like this morning, what happened was just incredible. I was like, whoa. So for those of you who are having some paranormal activity, know that this is kind of the norm for this energy. So just go with the flow. All right. So, like I told my Patreons last week, I do hope you all enjoyed last weekend's energy. Even though last weekend was pure shit for me, in general, it did have good energy. But unfortunately, it's getting ready to turn deadly and chaotic. We've already seen this with, I believe in Georgia, there was a shooting. We have a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio that takes place tomorrow, May 5th. And this is at 12:34 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So this eclipse will only be visible in Eastern Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Antarctica, and Indonesia. And I'm sure there's other places, but mainland United States will not be able to see it. And keep an eye out in the next 3 months. Like Eastern Europe, that's Ukraine, it could be Russia. But keep an eye on the countries I just announced. They will make headlines later on. And Africa and Asia is an entire continent. So keep that in mind. But those countries are going through a major transition, not that we're not. And I even said, think back to last year, May. Oh my God, I put this in for my Patreons, but I didn't put it in for the general public. What date was that for last year's lunar eclipse? Let me look at May 16th, 2022. Go back in time and think about what you were doing back then. Okay. That, especially if you journal, go back and look at what you wrote. That will give significance to what's getting ready to happen in your own life with this one, this next lunar eclipse. It's like a take two. Okay. Whatever didn't die and rebirth the last time will happen this time, and that is in a good way. Okay, that's not in a negative. This full moon is also called a flower moon, a corn moon, a milk moon, and it represents a time when things are fertile. And Scorpio does rule the reproductive organs, so it is infused with intense sexual energy. It is a time of abundance, and nature is in full bloom and fertile with her gifts. Scorpio not only rules sexuality, but also transformations as well. We all must embrace this scorpionic energy that's coming. Feel the fertility around us in nature and accept with thanks and gratitude for what has been given. This full moon lunar eclipse energy is a time to be in solitude in some ways. Within the realm of your fortress, your home, and your magical realm. Be in the moment with this moon. Use divination and be cunning in your own witchcraft residue, for this moon is a potent one. A lot of magic can be created in this moon, both baneful and positive. Lunar eclipses bring change and transformation, and represent all sorts of chaos and shakeups along the way, especially if they are in Scorpio, the ruler of the 8th house, which is life, death, rebirth, and transformations. This moon makes us feel more inclined into tapping into deeper knowledge and occult matters and seek out the truth. Pluto went retrograde on May 1st, making us want to dive deeper into the darker, not the darker things, but the things that are out of the norm. And this can be anything from the occult world, this can be the paranormal world, this can be the UFO world. We want to dive deeper. We want to know those dark, deep secrets. Like I said, it makes us more inclined to tapping into deeper things. This is when bombshells or explosive news can make headlines. And this is where secrets come to light and are exposed. This is where cyber wars happen, cyber crimes, sex crimes, and fraud such as money laundering. This will be on the rise. I told my Patreons this. I will give you this piece of advice as well to the general public. Between now and probably the 8th, I do not do any kind of banking. I don't move any money around. I don't do anything like that because there are hacks within the internet world that are waiting to attack. So if you don't have to dabble in the realm of money this weekend, don't. I handled all my business Monday and Tuesday. Check your bank accounts too, and credit card statements, things like that, as fraud and cyber crimes are going to be on the rise. This is especially with the cryptocurrency and banking world too. And I'm going to give you a perfect example before we go on. I always get these weird texts saying that my Uphold account has been hacked and you better respond to this. Okay, they will never send you anything like that. If anything, they'll send you an email, or the company will send you a message and an alert on their website in your account. But they will never text you. So I've gotten several of those from several different accounts, Coinbase, Uphold, and a couple of others. And I'm just like, nope, F you, F you, because they're trying to tap in and steal my cryptocurrency. So you got to know the game. You got to play the game, but you also got to play it smart too and know the stars. And this is a red light right now. I don't care if we're still in a waxing moon phase. Now, we will all experience a death, a rebirth, and a wake up call, and in some sort, wherever this falls by house and sign. However, those with birthdays between May 3rd and May 8th will feel this significantly. They're going to see significant and emotional changes within their own lives within the next several months. And this is a time to tap into our magical power, our witchcraft residue. Many secrets can be revealed, and divination will be needed to answer many questions. I have been absolutely on fire the last few days with tarots, both the ones I'm providing for my Patreons and the ones that are a paid service. This energy really does bring deep downloads, and it's sometimes news you don't want to hear either. I'll give you a perfect example. About 8 weeks ago, the whole family got together, and on every Sunday night, my girls and I usually do tarot. 8 weeks ago, my oldest daughter and I got the worst, absolute, most horrible cards in the world, and I actually got the Five of Cups, mourning, loss. Cards were telling me, hello, lady, you're getting ready to go experience something. Tarot never lies, just like the stars. So just be aware of that. The energies are very strong for any kind of divination, pendulum, throwing the bones. Many of us are going to strive to dig deeper, especially since Pluto's gone retrograde. This also creates more death, drama, and chaos. So and transformations, beginnings, endings, rebirths, and strong sexual energy will be all around us. Let me see what's going on in the chat. You're so welcome, you guys. My pleasure. Yeah, you got to go with the flow. You just got to feel it and go with the flow. These next few weeks will not be easy for many of us. These are very trying times, and this energy will test us to the limits. This would be the best time to observe more, speak less, and do more spiritual endeavors, clairvoyance, tap into astrology, the divination, and like I just said, pendulum, bone throwing, ruins, spirit boards, and meditation can bring many answers for a lot of us. And it would be wise to keep your emotions and anger in check, because this isn't the energy you want to fall apart in or even lose your temper. Think the British. Think a stiff upper lip. Okay? Keep your cool. You're going to want to stay out of the public eye if you could possibly avoid it. I mean, running to the grocery store for a few odds and ends is one thing, but going to any kind of music festivals or any kind of celebrations where there's a lot of people, May 4th, 5th, and 6th is going to be ugly. So stay home, stay in, and save yourself any unnecessary aggravation. With this energy, you always want to use diplomacy at all times. Do not be argumentative with people, because they're going to fly off the handle. And try to fly under the radar, because it's those negative souls that this energy is going to possess. This energy will be most intense for Scorpios, Pisces, and Cancers, all water moons. But dragon head and tail in Scorpio, ascendant in Scorpio, or rising, as some call it, and a Taurus sun. So I'm not going to go over it now, but In an hour from now, I'm going to be posting this to my Astrology Witch um, weekly newsletters, the weekly forecast. I am going to include the forecast for Scorpio and Taurus because those two signs are going to feel this eclipse the most. So I am going to give you that. And if you like that, you can join Patreon for $5 a month and get it all. All right, my magical folk. Now, some of us, not me, but some feel magic should never be practiced during an eclipse. I'm not one of those people. Using the power of Scorpio and Pluto to work magic will be intense, but well worth it. I do expect the world at large to be chaotic and crazy, so let's stay inside and do magic, right? The world at large is going to be filled with chaos, but within the confines of your home, you can make a magical fortress to shield one from the harshness outside. And making magic in a Scorpio moon is very potent, as Scorpio rules deep metaphysical knowledge. It rules witchcraft, the occult world, lust, sex, the underworld, the dead. It rules investments, other people's money. It rules the IRS. It rules the police force, CIA, FBI. You could do spells on the police if you wanted. It rules death and legacy too. Any sort of death work, ancestral connections, necromancy spells. These are all going to work well under this energy. There are so many options for spell work with this full moon. Um, from sex and lust spells to create, you can even create impotency spells for a cheating lover. Psychic control spell work is good. Shadow work is perfect. And any type of healing work of the reproductive organs can be done too at this time. I would wait till right after that eclipse is over. Like our eclipse is at 1:34 p.m. So you want to start to do any kind of spell work in the evening for healing, because then the moon is still in Scorpio and it's wanting energy is the best for healing any kind of issues with reproductive organs. So Scorpio full moons are perfect for any baneful magic and especially chaos magic. This would be a good time to send your enemy a little touch of chaos as we let the scorpion stinger do its work. Whatever you do, my witches, you do. Happy magic making, whatever path you're on. Enjoy this energy because it will be intense and powerful. All right, what am I missing here? I am going. Okay, what are you guys all doing? So you think I am gonna make can of cookies and hide. Big smile. Oh, I wish you could mail me some. I want to have a big smile. I need to actually learn how to bake those. You might have to message me later and tell me your recipe. Let's see. I am going to stay home cooking for my dogs. Oh, you're right, Kapui. Lucky pups. How nice. Yes, we're staying home as well. Tomorrow I'm going to be obviously doing spell work and stuff, but I'm also going to be doing some gardening and keep busy that way and just lay low. Um, I might start making some of my own homemade oils that I'm going to start selling in my store. Um, I probably am going to make some Scorpio oil. So that'll be ready in about 8 weeks. I might even videotape it and show you. I do have a video to show you guys on my Rose of Jericho for all of my Patreons. But let's see here. So I think I am just about done. In conclusion here, like I said, I will share Scorpios and Taurus's forecast on my website. So you'll have to go to that news article in about an hour along with this broadcast. It'll all be up and ready to go. But in conclusion, this full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio will be deadly for the world at large. A scorpionic platonic energy will dominate this moon phase and always bring secrets to light. This is where FBI, police news, Russia news, death and drama, crimes such as rape, murdering, sex trafficking, terrorism, mass shootings, cyber attacks, and anything dealing with death, drama, and transformation will prevail. Like I said, the stars become deadly around May 3rd and last until about May 9th. But the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th are the days at the power of energy is at its highest, at its zenith. And these are the days to lay low. The Scorpio energy is in place for the next few weeks, and it is not a time to go out and protest or to be involved in large crowds or events. I know I'm repeating myself, but I have to get through to you. The cops will be on high alert, and it is advised to stay away from the police as they will not be friendly in any sense of the way. The cops will make headlines once again for police brutality, or they're going to be getting killed themselves. Many cops will get exposed in this energy because the cops rule Scorpio energy, and the dragon's tail is sitting in Scorpio, directly hunting for them. I highly advise you stay in this weekend. Cinco de Mayo celebrates, if you celebrate Cinco de Mayo, celebrate at home, with your close family. Bring your tias and tios and abuelas and abuelas and bring them in. But don't bring strangers into your home. Don't bring people you don't know well. You could still celebrate with family. Just don't bring strangers in. The only other thing I want to say is I've just come across something, and this happened back in February of 2023. I'm getting ready to post it on here. I'm trying to post it on my TikTok. Not TikTok. I'm trying to post it on Patreon, but it's not letting me for some strange reason, but I might have to do it through YouTube. And did you hear anything in the news about this? I sure the hell didn't. And so let me go find the news article. Let me see if I could show you this. Hold on. I have to take, there. I don't know if you could read that. This says, undercover human trafficking bust in Florida leads to over 200 arrests, rescue of 24 suspected victims. And if you go farther down this rabbit hole, I posted this on my Patreon page. I just haven't updated it, so Patreons haven't gotten it yet. But my prediction page for Patreon, I go in and I post news articles that pertain to my predictions. This involved, I put the article on there. This involved police force, attorneys, and doctors. I'm sorry, I cannot back the blue. Not when I know this is going on. No bueno. But it's not coming out in the news. You have to search for yourself. So all of you need to be safe, be awake, and be aware, but do have a blessed full moon. It doesn't mean you have to stop living. Like I said, bring the family inside the house, but keep it to family, people you know well. You don't have to stop living. You just have to be awake and aware and be cautious. That's all. Follow the red and green lights of the stars, and we all of us, including myself, get to live another day. And that is the end of my forecast. Short and sweet today, I guess. I'm not going to do any tarot right now because I've been pulling those for the last few days, and I just posted, if you haven't seen my full moon tarot, I haven't decided if I'm going to show that to the general public or not, but I'm not going to do tarot today. I'm just kind of, but I am going to run a full moon special for tarot. Patreon, obviously, I don't know if you guys realize, but your prices are completely different from my websites. So, completely different. So, if you have any questions and you're in Patreon, ask me. What else was I going to say? Saturday, I was updating my products list on my website, and I had to stop everything because the kids called. I had to get to the vet. So there's some things that are inaccurate on my website at the moment. I'm going to go and update that later today. I'm getting another order in. So if you are into Oracle cards, I'm getting some Oracle cards. So if you want to order from me, get some Oracle cards. They're going to be priced at a very low rate because I just found a new wholesaler, and they're actually up in Sedona. So I don't have to wait. I could just make an appointment and go up. Hi, Stella. The lunar eclipse is tomorrow. Wait, today's the 4th? Yes, tomorrow, the 5th, May 5th at 1:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time. So if you are on the West Coast, it'll be at 10:34. Yes, 10:34. I hope that helped. Oh, why not? I have the Nostradamus card sitting here. Let's pull from that. I'll pull a couple of tarots to close it out. Okay, so you wouldn't see it because at 1:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, add 5 more hours to that. I don't know if you're in Europe. Add 5 more hours to that. So 1:34, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So anywhere between 6:30 and 7:30, maybe 8:30 p.m. in the evening. I don't know what if you're in Europe. Greece's times, but you're in Iraq. I don't know the time zone in Iraq. Wait a minute. That's the beauty of the computer. Let's go to time zones. World clock. Iraq. You will most definitely, I think, be able to see it from Iraq, hon, because we won't hear. I think parts of Greece are going to be able to see it. I know Australia, Indonesia, Philippines, Antarctica. I think the southern hemisphere is going to see it more, but there are some parts of the northern hemisphere that will see it. Hold on, let me get the Greece or get the Iraq time zone first, and then I'll go to the other. Okay, so it's 1:13 a.m. in Baghdad. So 10 hours ahead. Okay, so add 1:34, add 10 hours ahead from 1:34 p.m. Eastern New York time. I'm so glad I could be of help. I'm not an astronomer. I am an astrologer, but I do dabble in astrology or astronomy, and I do embrace these eclipses. So, Stella, I'm glad I helped. Let me just Google in something for you guys, and I could give you the direct answer. Where will the hold on. Okay, so it says here, unfortunately, for those of us in the Western Hemisphere, this we won't be able to see it. This event will only be visible in Australia, Antarctica, Eastern Africa, Oceania, and Asia. So Eastern Africa, let's see, wait a minute, Eastern Africa, Somalia. So people in Iraq just might get to see it. It might not be a full eclipse, but you might be able to view it in some way. There you go, 8:22 p.m. Thank you, Jessica. Hello. But yeah, according to this, not so much on the Western Hemisphere, but I know if I had a map here, I could see it better. I don't know if the Middle East hits near that equator, but if you're right on the equator, you might be able to see some of it. Happy Thor's Day. Yes, Thor's Day, Jupiter Day. Okay, Antonia Kapui, do you want a card? I'm working with the Nostradamus deck, so it's all major arcanas. Anybody else want a card? Just say yes. So Stella, Jessica, if you want a card, just say yes. Like I said, I'm working with only the Nostradamus deck, so it's going to be only major arcanas. But I consider that with this energy, what the hell? I think it will have an effect on all of us with life changes. So, all right, here we go. Okay, you guys got it. All right, let me just get the energy off because I've been using these like crazy the last few days. All right, Jessica, you got it, hon. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Okay, Antonia. Nostradamus message does Spirit have for Antonia? Bear with me. Oh, they're sticking together today. Woo! A whole bunch popped out. I really should get my magnifying glass, but I'm just going to bring this down and use this. Bear with me. The magnifier. Okay. There we go. So you drew the Empress. Nostradamus's artwork is quite different than other tarots. Yeah, I'm hiding from the crazy too. So anytime you deal with the Empress, this is strong female energy. The Empress card, it represents metaphysical knowledge in some ways. It can represent new beginnings. And one thing about this eclipse energy is that there are I can't hold it straight. Sorry. There are new beginnings coming for a great many of us. Some of us just don't realize it yet. I'll read to you from what I have on file here so you can get a perspective of what the Nostradamus book says as well. It's just, I don't have the book in front of me. I actually moved these to some index cards because the Nostradamus deck is very different in explanation than the average tarot cards. You know, like my witch's deck, different, completely different meaning. So this does represent a Venus card. And like I said, it is a strong mother female energy. It's fertility, which Scorpio moon, we're in fertility. But this is about new ideas being manifested. Uh, this also represents motherhood. So you just visited your son. This could represent that, checking in on the kids. What else can I say about this? This is about messages from Mother Gaia in a lot of ways. So listen to those downloads that nature is going to give you because they're going to be amazing. This is a very beautiful Venus energy, very motherly. So I hope that helped. You're very welcome. Okay, Kapui, you're next. There you go. New ideas. Absolutely new ideas for a new job. Absolutely. I'm a little nervous about this eclipse because of where my stars are, and it's hitting my 11th house. Well, this is the house of friends and wishes, so I know that my wishes aren't going to come true, but I don't need any more of my friends dying either. And so I always go to the negative and think, oh God, a beginning and ending of a friendship. Well, that can also mean death in the negative. So I'm hoping not. Really don't want to hear about any more friends dying. Okay, let me get the energy off this card. Capri, you are next, Capri. Here we go. Wow. Capri. Oh boy, another one. I'm busy already. You drew the stars, hun. Oh, what a great card. Now I know Nostradamus's deck doesn't look quite as fancy schmancy as even the Rider Waite with the star deck, but when you're drawing the stars, hun, you have all the tools here. Everything is falling into celestial alignment for you, whatever that is. Um, it is falling into alignment. This is where you'll be at the right place at the right time for something. And let me go and see what the Nostradamus deck, what they say. Like I said, their meanings are a little bit different. Not quite too different, but it's an Aquarian card as well. The stars is always the Aquarius card. So there might be an Aquarius coming into your life. This is a hopeful card. This gives you hope. Like I said, you'll be at the right place at the right time. This is also about physical and emotional healing in some ways. Think of what Aquarius rules: universal love, humanitarianism, helping your fellow man out. It's about higher consciousness in some ways. It's a very beautiful card. You couldn't have asked for a better card. I hope that helps. How about a gem? Well, when it's this, it's an Aquarius card. Now, if you drew the lovers represent Gemini. Gemini is the or lovers card is the Gemini card, but you drew an Aquarian card. So anytime you're dealing with, what you do in some ways for people, yes, it's unconventional. That is so very Aquarius. Aquarius doesn't follow the rules. Aquarius is the rebel. Aquarius is unconventional. Some of our best scientists and some of our best astrologers are Aquarian. So, Gemini, let's see. Now that, please remember too, okay? I know your sign, you're Libra. Count with me. Okay, count with me. October, November, December, January, February. So, this could be an Aquarian love coming in. Aquarian moon. It could also be somebody who has a lot of Aquarian energy. It could be a Gemini with a lot of Aquarian energy. Air signs always attract air signs. And when they attract opposites, it's usually air and fire. But that does not mean I'm going to have to do a show on why is it a Pisces falls in love with the Leo. I know some people that are happily married and they're fire and water. It has nothing to do with your sun. It has everything to do with your moon, which is your emotions, your Venus, which is your love chart, and also your rising sign, the hidden face you show the world. Those are the three factors for a strong love relationship. Okay, I hope that helped, Kapui. And you have an Aquarian moon, so you are a new age thinker. Okay, Jessica, you are next. I think we lost Stella, so I didn't hear her say anything about a yes. So you are next. Gem Venus. Oh, okay. A lot of, wow. So there's a lot. So you're a triple air. No, I mean sun in an air sign, moon in an air sign, and the Venus is in an air sign. So it's an air stellium. All right, Jessica, just let me give it a good shuffle a couple of times here, and we'll get right to it. I've been giving everybody haircuts today. I have a cosmetology license, and they don't let me forget it. So I told them, if you want your hair cut, I'm not cutting hair after the eclipse or on the eclipse. So I've been cutting hair all afternoon. And my tip is my kids are cooking dinner, so I don't have to cook. 6 in air, 4 in earth. Wow, okay. 6 in air and 4 in earth. I'm trying to think what mine is. I know I have a Capricorn stellium. I have fire moon. What else? A water dragon and a hidden dragon in air. I'll have to go and add all mine up and see what I have. Okay, here we go. Get that energy off. All right, Spirit, Nostradamus. Oops. What messages do we have for Jessica? And that one just spit out, so we're going to play it. All right. This one's the Emperor. I hope you could see that. The Emperor. Now, the Emperor is an Aries card, so there might be an Aries in your life. Anytime you draw the Emperor card, this means that there is a male energy around, strong male energy that usually is there to help you, especially financially, but can also be there helping you with moral support, something like that. This is a action card. This is about putting things into action in some ways. Let me go and see what Nostradamus, the deck themselves, says. Emperor, the Emperor. Yeah, I'm teaching my children how to do tarot. And when I learned how to do tarot, the lady who taught me was a former school teacher. And she says the best way to learn is to just get out there and do it, but to also write it down on an index card because it does help, especially because there's certain tarot decks that have different meanings. And Nostradamus kind of spoken code. But this is about a leader. This is putting like logic into reason. It's about leader and authority. It's male. It's inner light. Someone with money is here to help you, and it's promotions at work. So I hope that helps. Good, good, good. Okay. All right. That is it. I think I'm done. I think I got everybody that's in the chat. Yeah, the Nostradamus deck has its own book, and it has 4 other suits. These are just the major arcana, but it has 4 other suits, and there's suits I've never heard of. There's the moon suits, there's the sun suits, there's the papal suits, and it's really bizarre. And then there's the sphere. One day I'll show you. I showed it years ago, but it has a book that goes with it, so the meanings to it are a little bit different. But what's interesting is when you pull up my software and you combine those meanings to what the software, it's very similar. So go figure. Anyway, it's about dinner time for the Gatinos. As you can see, one just jumped off. How can I learn tarot? Well, actually, Antonia, I'm going to tell you something. I was supposed to start it this week on a Sunday, but because of all the chaos, I didn't. I'm going to try and get on uh, Patreon. I bought something, a little something special for all my Patreons, and I'm going to share each one with you. We're going to start out with the Fool, and I will give you a little lesson on that. I don't have a per se a course quite yet, but like I said, Patreons, I'm going to start teaching a little bit, and I'm going to start with the major arcana, not from the Nostradamus deck, but I do know someone you can go to. Her name is Sally Jade. She is the one who taught me tarot. I learned from my astrologer, but I'm going to tell you, I don't think he knew what he was doing with tarot either, because once I learned from Sally, it put things in so much more perspective for me. Knowing astrology really, really helped. But yes, so I'm going to start doing that. I told people I would, and I'm probably going to start doing it every Sunday. We're going to start with the Fool. I did buy something, and I'm going to share that with you guys. So every week you're going to get like a little cutout that you can print out. You could put in your book of shadows. You could put in a book, and it will help you. Like I said, I'm getting a big shipment of tarot cards coming. I put in a wholesale order with someone I know in Sedona, and his prices are so much cheaper than where I deal with now. Then that way I can buy cheaper and sell cheaper to you as well. Um, I'm not the kind of person that believes in profits over people. I believe that people come first. It's just me. That's the integrity of my business. So once I get those tarot decks in, please remember, Antonia, you're one of my Patreons. You get an additional 20% off all my products, even if they're on clearance. So, um, so yes, I will be selling tarot. Go check out Sally Jade. Antonia, I will send you a link. You can go to a site called Udemy. I'm thinking of teaching on in the very near future. And she teaches classes on there as well. And she's one of the best, in my opinion. She's from Australia. And I just like the way she presents herself. And I like the way she teaches. And she teaches everything, the entire arcana, major arcana, minor arcana. I just kind of like the way she puts things into perspective. But I am going to start doing a little bit of teaching. And it's kind of funny you bring that up, because I was meant to do this back in April. But once I started cooking for the cats and doing this and doing that and dealing with sick cats, I was like, okay, now I have a lot more time on my hands and I'll be able to do it. So I might even start this Sunday and do one. So if you're interested in that, join Patreon, $5 a month. And you can get all the goodies. All right, you guys, Jessica, Antonia, Kapui, you guys, thanks for tuning. Do have a very blessed full moon. It's going to be intense. Lay low, enjoy your family, do some cooking. Better to make love, not war. This is a sexual one, so not to be crude and crass, but I don't know how else to say it. Just if you have the opportunity to have sex, go for it, because it will be intense and it will be off the hook. Just don't do any one-night stands. That could be dangerous. You're very welcome, you guys. So welcome. Oh, Antonia, I'm so blessed that you feel that way. But yeah, sure. If you want to start with me, after all, you are one of my Patreons. You already pay a little bit every month. You might as well get the free knowledge that comes with that. Totally agree. And once that's over with, like I said, I might just start this Sunday. It's hard for me to go live on Patreon because I have so many people from different parts of the world that I'm trying to pinpoint it to maybe Sunday morning around 11 so that I could hit both the West Coast, the East Coast, and across the pond. Um, I know there's someone in my Patreon that's from Australia, so that might not work for her. I don't know. Um, I'm trying. I can't please everybody, but I am trying to do that. So, yes, we'll start with the Tarot of the Fool. Especially since my astrology teacher taught me something very different about the Fool. And now I question some things, as I always do, with certain people that I don't really think he knew too much about tarot, knew everything about stars, knew about paranormal, ETs, UFOs. I don't know. I just don't see it. Anyway, that is it. I'm out of here. You guys have a great weekend. Be safe. Enjoy the lunar eclipse. And let's see, what is today? I will be doing a pre-record tonight. I won't be going live tomorrow. So sometime tomorrow, there will be a 10-minute Financial Fridays for you in the morning sometime. Just look for it. I'm going to do it later this evening when everyone's in bed because it's a little too noisy right now. And I think that's it. I should be back on here live. What is today? Probably Monday. Unless something major happens, current events, I will come back on here. Hope for the best. Expect the worst. That's all I could say. Have a good one, you all. Ciao.